Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video here on the EGL channel. Today, we're not so much concentrating on RTG or gameplay, because I mean, like, I am playing good FIFA, but right now I'm concentrating on this guy that has come back, Arjen Robben. His flashback card is now available, and what we're going to show you some squads that you can put him into. There's been some argument that he's maybe a touch hard to link, but I've got a pretty good solution of how you can get him into your team, and into loads of teams. There's loads of different variations you can do this. I put together some examples at certain different price points that you can get a hold of, but this card, 147,000 coins, is absolutely nothing, especially if you've got some decent fodder in your club at the moment. He's worth doing. I mean, look, I heard that he came out, I'd seen it, and then my friend said he's got 5-star skill, so immediately that put me on to Arjen Robben. Let's have a look through to some of the reasons why you should be doing them. So yeah, 5-star skills, 2-star weak foot. The 2-star weak foot, that's the question, but the fact that he has the outside of the foot shot does make a big difference towards him as well. But the 5-star skills are incredible. His dribbling's cracked, his pace feels insane. I went with a hunter onto him just to bump that pace right up there. Sorry, not a hunter at all, actually. I went with a finisher or a deadeye. Now, finisher does put his agility and balance up, and obviously his shot power and whatnot, but it depends where you're going to play him. I think if you're playing him wide, Deadeye probably makes a little bit more sense, but finisher or Deadeye both work very well. What is the community saying? Yeah, they're pretty much saying the same thing. Engine, possibly, just for a little bit of balance and a little bit of pace, and then of course you would get a hold of a little bit of passing. That's still pretty good, but I mean, that does put his curve up, and that's the typical, you know, finesse shot coming out of Arjen Robben, but a very good card nonetheless. Let's jump into some squads that you can do with him. First and foremost, I went with the 200k squad. Now, this is if somebody's just, you know, not been playing very much, and you haven't really had a chance to play much FIFA, but you've seen the Arjen Robben card, and you said to yourself, right, this is a guy I want to do. You can find yourself a very easy squad to put together. And something I've done around Arjen Robben is use the free cards that are there on the Eredivisie milestones. Now let's have a look through some of them. First of all, the guy that I actually use in my team is Gravenberch. This, for a free card, all you have to do is, what the objective, you have to go through and score 15 goals with Eredivisie players, a managerial masterpiece. It's only got a few days left on it as far as I'm aware, so make sure you do get it done. But have a look at his stats. Across the board, very good. There's not many reds in there, and free kick accuracy is not necessarily a bad one. Aggression, you of course do want up, but what you want to do is put on a shadow onto him. Puts his pace up, puts his defending up, and he becomes a very good CDM who can play the ball out. Decent shooting as well with 96 shot power. Short passing and long passing is very good, as is his vision. Shadow is what everybody else is putting on him, I presume. I mean, an anchor would put that aggression up and his strength up, but obviously he's not as pacey. For me, I would go with Shadow, but he's a card you should be doing. Let's have a look at the other one that I think you really should be concentrating on. Now, this one's a little bit different, Arjen Robben, probably in the opposite direction. 3-star skills for Van Bergen, but a 5-star weak foot, and a base pace of 97 acceleration, 95 sprint speed. I haven't used this card personally, but I played against it quite a lot. It's very good. There's people who score plenty of goals with him. His shot power, finishing, and everything like that is looking pretty decent. Marksman is what people have went for. His reactions and composure are probably a little bit lower than you would like, but to be honest with you, if you're playing him out wide, this marksman gives him those long shots. It gives him a bit extra strength as well. Play this guy out wide. The passing isn't brilliant, but he can get in, cut in behind. It's just the pace, everything to do with the pace. The 5-star weak foot as well is obviously incredible, but he is going to be very prevalent in some of these squads, as is Gravenberch. Somebody else who you can do for free, which is in the same group, of course, is Baumgartel. He just goes in this very first squad. Let's have a look through it anyway and sort of go through to explain. Quincy Promes, probably the best player under 1k you can get. Absolutely incredible. 5-star skills, very good. You then have Gravenberch and De Jong playing as either your CDMs in a 4-2-3-1 or in a 4-4-2. That's what these formations are based on, is 4-4-2 and 4-2-3-1. You could maybe change it around and do something like a 4-1-2-1-2 if you change one of the attackers. Maybe I'd probably change Royce in this instance to somebody else, possibly from Dortmund. I would maybe go with somebody like Emre Can in there, meaning you could probably spend some more money on somebody like your centre backs or your keeper. This is coming in at 191 right now. That's mostly because De Jong and Royce are a little bit more expensive, mostly just because of all the fodder that is expensive right now. But getting Van Bergen and Gravenberch done is fantastic. They're very good players for very little effort, and this is coming in at 200k with 147k spent on Arjen Robben, so it's a good squad for that money. Let's move on to the 500k squad. We're moving it up a little bit. Now, the options here for me were either upgrade Promes to his road to the final card, of course, which is now Europa League instead of Champions League, or go crazy on the defense. But we bumped the defense up pretty well. Alaba coming in there alongside Klosterman, very, very good CDM pairing, but you get Neuer in there as well, which is much, much better keeper. Davies in there as a fullback, obviously fantastic as well. De Jong still in there, Royce still in there. For me, I still think it's a pretty decent CDM pairing for a 500k squad, especially when you look at that attack. I mean, Promes, this card's crazy, and I don't think they've got too bad of a game in the Europa League, if I remember rightly, so that could be getting bumped up to an 86 as long as no legal issues come in for Arjen Robben for Promes at the moment. But of course, that is the 500k squad. Let's jump in the million coin squad. It's very, very slightly over, but what we've done, we bumped the defense up, made it very, very meta. We've got Gomez, Varane, Mendy, Walker. That's very, very solid. We'll move Van Bergen into midfield to drop his chem down so we can get something going with a better CDM pairing alongside Gravenberch. I think Valverde in form at 200k is an absolute steal. The guy is insane. He's very, very good. Putting him up alongside Gravenberch, fantastic player. As I said, like, I mean, some of you will be looking at Gravenberch and saying, well, why are you still using him? He's still in my squad, and my squad's, I think, worth like 3 mil or something like that. We'll maybe have a look at it at some point as well. But Hazard in there. This is the only one I was not too sure on Hazard. You can maybe put Usmana in there instead, or any of the other left mids that we have in this game. But Hazard was the one that sort of stuck out, just to get Valverde full chem, just to get Hazard full chem. I think it's a pretty decent, solid cam if you are playing a 4-2-3-1, or you can play him up front. Let's move on to the 2.5 million. I think this is the big boy. I think, you know, I don't have 2.5 million coins liquid, but if I did, this is something what my team would look like. That lineup of attackers: Promes 5-star skills, Neymar 5-star skills, Mbappe 5-star skills, Robben 5-star skills. That is terrifying. Not one of them under 90 pace. That is an absolutely cracked attack. Of course, Mbappe does lose a little bit of chem just due to, I mean, there might be a way we can actually work around this. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe in a 4-3-2-1. But that's as good as you're going to get for 2.5 million. But honestly, guys, if you are thinking about doing Arjen Robben, this is the squad to do it with. If you have 2.5 million coins, this is as good as you're going to get. Of course, for a lot of you guys, if you got your, you know, your Marquinhos in there, if you got your icons from your baby icons, etc., you can slot them in very, very easily. Marquinhos is somebody I'd probably put in instead of Valverde, because I mean, I personally have him as well. But this is a fantastic squad. Arjen Robben is a fantastic card. You need to get it done. I think you've got about 10 days or so to do it. Even if, you know, if you're somebody who's got 2.5 million coins, spend 147k on Robben, you could possibly use him in the future. As I said, he gets the perfect link, sorry, not the perfect link, he gets the strong link to Gravenberch, who gets a perfect link to Promes. That's 3 very, very good players who would fit in most squads that you can play around, and that's essentially what I've done. I built it around it, but main point is to point out is Gravenberch, Promes, Robben, very, very good link. At the lower end, Van Bergen is there as well to also get a strong link to Robben. Promes and Gravenberch are perfect. It just works out fantastically. It's very, very easy to get him in your squad, but please let me know what you think of Arjen Robben. I absolutely loved him over the weekend league. I think he got more assists than he did goals, but I was playing him up top and he was firing them in, but I didn't even finish all my games. I literally just got to 40 and I think he had like 12 or 13 goals. He's very, very good. He's so fun. That 2-star weak foot is not a problem at all with the outside of the foot shot trait, so do get him done. Let me know what you think of him. We'll see him for the next video.